Hello and welcome to the STCfit Learning Podcast. I'll be your host today. My name is Jason Galea and I'll be joined by Ben Scott. Thanks for joining us on our way to creating 1 million positive outcomes in personal training by 2030. The podcast is brought to you by STCfit Learning's Coaches Collective, a premium business mentoring service for PTs who want to attract the clients they want, earn a higher income, and have a long, sustainable fitness career. If you enjoy the episode, please like, share, and subscribe on YouTube and your favorite podcasting platform. A 5-star review goes a long way to helping us reach more people just like you. Hope you enjoyed the episode.
We are rolling.
What's up, everybody?
The Vietnamese coffee has returned.
Yep.
It's been a long 4 weeks.
I need the caffeine.
Thames
Yeah,
coffee.
need the hit today. Oof.
And if Padre Coffee is listening, we want a sponsorship.
Yeah. Is that the one I've been having as well?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
look down the barrel. Padre Coffee.
Yeah.
We would imagine if this whole segment was about you.
You could have the bag
and
on the
your
table.
Fortnightly submission to a fortnightly renewal where you send me my coffee every 2 weeks. I'd like to tell everyone about it.
Have a discount code.
There's a box out there right now with some coffee in it.
Could be on this coffee table.
That I could put on here, and then I could read out the flavors and everything.
Only really appeases to the coffee snobs. But I feel like fitness and coffee go hand in hand because if you're not caffeine.
I don't think we count as a fitness podcast without a coffee sponsorship, to be honest.
If you're not
We're
half
faking
caffeine, you're not a personal trainer anyway.
Yeah, well, this is coffee number 2, or double shot number 2 for the day.
Is that a double shot?
No?
Oh, good.
Good.
Yeah, I
That's probably
only do the double pump, so that wouldn't be a double shot.
Yeah,
because it's a single.
Pump. Yeah,
it's a single, so you wouldn't get, double the caffeine.
Yeah.
Well, I hope not.
Sure, you get extra though, right? Surely.
I'd say it would work like
One
that,
and
right?
a half, maybe.
It's not like once the water goes through the filter, it's like all the caffeine is gone.
Yeah. Look, if I have 2, I'm like jittery.
Yeah, I could have 2 now, 2 in the morning, 2 at 1 o'clock.
I spoke to
and then continue to talk to you about how I can't sleep.
Yeah. I spoke to a friend of mine who's on the got access to some CBD oil.
Oh, yeah.
And has that in the morning coffee.
Actual CBD oil?
Yeah.
There's a lot of snake oil out there.
It's quite expensive.
Yeah.
Which makes me think that it's real, but that could just be
it's just expensive snake oil instead.
But yeah, she has similar symptoms to me on too much caffeine, just like gets jittery and a little bit of underlying anxiety. And she said she puts a bit of the CBD oil in the coffee.
So it's
is
uppers and downers, huh?
Yeah.
Just mixing out.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong
like
with
an alchemist
that at all. There's
an alchemist, 2 drops of
there is
CBD oil.
No inherent problems of taking more drugs to deal with other drugs that you're taking.
Let's take
right?
the edge off this one. Well, isn't it? But what you're doing there is trying to get the best out of both, right?
That's right.
It's extreme focus without the overwhelm.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty fucking good to me.
Yeah.
Sounds like modafinil.
Yes. But hopefully without the dopamine deficit the next day.
Yeah.
Because that hurts.
It sure does. When did we go to... Was it Phillip Island?
I haven't done a Madaf run for a while.
Was it Phillip Island when we had a big one and we wrote everything? I don't think I've done it since because I just couldn't think for a week after that.
Yeah. I'm usually just sad for a day and then I'm all right. It's like the sad Sunday feels.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like...
What did I hear the other day?
You've used all you're in overdraft of your serotonin and your dopamine.
Yeah.
So then it's like you have to feel sad for 2 days to get it back up.
So I'm not a recreational drug user, but I heard someone talking about it the other day. Talking about Suicide Tuesdays.
Oh, yeah, Terrible Tuesday.
And I was I've never... Sad Sundays is because alcohol's like the next day.
Yeah.
You hate yourself and think of every bad decision you've ever made in your entire life. So I assume, that's the same thing. But probably...
I reckon there's a magnitude of it, though, like when you drink. Because like if you're hungover, it's one day. But if you acted like a fuckwit and you can't remember...
Yeah,
you've got
even worse.
Yeah, well, you've got the physiological hangover, and then you've got that like, fuck, what did I do?
Yeah, and that explains about 10 years of my life, Jason.
I feel like everyone's made a dick of themselves at least once.
Yeah, at least.
At least.
Yeah. Actually, that's welcome back to the podcast, guys. It's been 4 weeks. It's Jason and us. We have Jason and us.
There's lots of me.
My multiple personalities. What's the guy? Is it Patricia? He has
yeah. What movie is that?
I don't know what it's called. I can picture the guy's face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the dude that plays Professor Xavier of X-Men. That's the only thing I remember him from.
No.
It is, isn't it?
Oh, the young version.
Yeah, the young version.
Yeah,
not the old fella. Not the old fella. The young fella.
Yeah.
Isn't he? He's fucking super jacked in that movie too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fucking real jacked. When he turns into like a certain person.
Yeah.
You've got to find the name of it. That's your.
Pull it up, Jamie.
What was that? Glass. Might
Not
be.
Sure. Don't know.
Well, it is called Glass.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome.
That's a good movie. I don't think I've even watched it. There's a second one, isn't there? Or is there? Yeah. That's a good movie.
All right, I'm in.
Yeah,
I'll watch it this weekend.
Yeah, it's good.
So no agenda today. We're just catching up because we haven't recorded for a month.
Yeah, we haven't recorded. We've been releasing regularly.
Longer.
It's been a while.
Longer.
It was when the boys came down.
Yeah,
I think we finished.
5 weeks.
It's been that long already.
Yeah, because Tam has been away, and I was like, "Fuck, I'm gonna get so much done on a Wednesday." Did not utilize that time as well as
just made his handicap get even worse.
Oh, fuck, went backwards.
Yeah, speaking of good things to watch, I just watched a show called Blackbird on Apple TV. It's really good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's grouse. It's like dude gets done for being a mad dog, dealing drugs, possession of firearms, living the best life, and then he goes to jail, and the FBI come to him and say that we'll let you go free if you go to a maximum security prison, and you can get a confession out of this dude who's in for I think he was in for maybe killing 2 children or being a pedophile.
Wow.
And they suspected that he'd buried all of these bodies everywhere, and he's done all these fake confessions and shit, and they just haven't he knows how to play the game. Yeah. So he had to get a confession out of them. It's based on true events, but based on true events is very loose.
Well, I was gonna say it sounds like Bundy.
Yeah, well, it's based on true events loosely, I would assume, because you've got to make it entertaining.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good watch. It's a really good watch. It's only 6 episodes, I think, or 7. But yeah, it's grouse. Real thriller.
I watched
a lot of suspense.
I watched the documentary that I'm sure you've probably seen the reels of, the What is a Woman?
I haven't.
It's wild. So it's obviously we're not going into it on this podcast because we'll get cancelled, but
okay,
it's heavy. Yeah.
What's it on?
Just I guess it's a pushback.
Sorry, what platform?
It's on the Daily Wire.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's the only place you can get it.
Yeah, okay.
I have that. I'll just give you my login. I won't announce my login on the podcast. But
sure, why not?
You probably already know what it is anyway.
Yeah.
Same as everything else.
I can already log into it.
Yeah. I got to fill all the Jordan Peterson stuff that's on there.
Yeah, okay.
Because when he got cancelled, he went on there. But
yeah.
Yeah.
So is that the place where everyone goes when they get cancelled?
It's a very right-wing platform, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Kanye's music's going to be on there next
Probably,
week.
Yeah.
Because he is getting fucking rinsed right now.
Yeah, the latest thing, I can't think of her name, and I don't want to get it wrong. There's a right-wing female black reporter, and I can't think of her name, but she's all up in the Kanye story, and that's a big part of what's on there at the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's basically a guy that just goes around and asks lots of different people in different positions, what is a woman?
Okay.
And then obviously in the current, particularly in the States, answering that question is a fucking minefield. So it's interesting to watch all the reactions. Fuck. Yeah, it's wild.
Sounds like someone just trying to stir up the hornet's nest.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's obviously against the whole concept.
Okay.
So it's obviously skewed that way. But yeah, it's very interesting.
Right.
Yeah. And they've just released... So this is like the right-wingness of the platform. They've just released another one about the inherent scam of the Black Lives Matter founders and how they spent all their money on mansions and all that shit.
Yeah, well, that's... Yeah.
All a bit wild as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not... I wouldn't know anything about all that stuff, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't watched it, so I don't know enough about it to actually comment.
Yeah. Is Andrew Tate on there?
Not yet.
Isn't he?
Not yet, but yeah, they're all just it's like a private network. So they're
okay.
Yeah, it's like a media outlet more so than a streaming service.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty limited. There's probably 10 movies on the whole thing.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and the rest is live podcasts that probably got demonetized on YouTube or cancelled, so now they're on their
Yep.
subscription base, that kind of deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
We trying to get a sponsorship from the Daily Wire now as well?
We are definitely not controversial enough.
Yeah, true.
See how those two topics come up, and we were just like, they're a thing, and moving on.
Yeah, nah.
I am not stating my position on any of it.
My views and feelings aren't strong enough about a lot of things, so
I'm not educated enough to have an opinion.
like that.
So anyway, where I was going before, I actually had this thought that it would be a cool podcast topic, and since it came up, because I was listening to, and I'm going to give credit where it's due, because a lot of people hang shit on James Smith, and write him off as like just a lad who swears and wears his hat backwards. I listened to a few of his podcasts recently because he had Matt Fraser on, and that was the first one I listened to. Who's that? 7 times CrossFit champion.
Okay.
Greatest.
I know of CrossFit.
Yes, greatest CrossFitter of all time. I think T is about to beat him.
Wasn't Rich Froning the man, or was he just
so he came second to Froning in Froning's last year.
Okay.
Froning was like, okay, this guy's going to kick my
I've got
ass.
another year. Like in a year's time, he's going to beat me.
And then Fraser won, I think, 6 in a row.
Yeah, what a weapon.
And Froning went to group, like teams.
Yeah.
And has won every year since.
I feel like that's what you do. It's like racing, right?
Yeah.
Like you're in the V8 supercars.
Go and do the endurance.
Yeah, you're just like, I'll just do Bathurst and that's it.
100%. So he was obviously, that's where the Suicide Tuesday thing came from too. So they were talking about partying and alcohol and all that kind of stuff. And I know you were the same, young guy, like to party, all that kind of stuff. So I was wondering, did you have a point that you were like, this is now proving to be incredibly detrimental to something? And what was the thing? Was it business? Was it physique? Was it, when were you like, actually, this is really terrible for me?
Yeah, I was pretty fortunate. Like, I never really had I never really did anything like that on a regular basis. So, like, obviously I drank a lot, but I think once you take it to that next level, like, it was just like a party situation and very infrequent.
Yeah.
I did at some point start to realize that when I was around a group of people and in a frequency, everything else would fall apart.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so we used to, kind of hang out, and when we were younger, whoever had the house, you'd go there.
Yeah.
And I just remember, like, once we did that, it was like, you go there on a Tuesday night, then a Wednesday night, then a Thursday night, and all of a sudden, like, nothing happened
for the whole week.
Yeah, nothing. Just So I did. At some point, I was like, okay, well, nothing's getting done.
Yeah.
I'm not getting where I want to be. I have to make a decision. It's either like go down this road and not experience the FOMO that you have by missing out and being amongst everybody and whatnot, or it's like make the right steps to move you where you want to go, which have a compounding effect. Like, I was thinking about this, like, I think like 3 or 4 weeks ago. I think when I moved into the house, I thought, when you move into the house, like, I got the car and all that, so like, people talk and people say shit.
Yeah.
Some people say it in a really nice way. Some people, it's like backhanded compliment. Oh, you must be doing really well. Like, okay, well, whatever.
Yeah.
And then other people are like, fuck, I'm really happy for you. It seems like you've done, some really good things. And then I was like, no matter what these people mean from it, how I got there is the same. And it's the compounding effects of the decisions that I made from when I was 25.
Yeah.
25, got a mortgage, sat at my kitchen table at mum's house and was like, okay, I'll have to pay off something that costs hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
So I think that, like, that everyone has a point where they, do that. They go, do I live for the weekend? Have all these stories to tell and, all that stuff, or do I, have a really hard assessment of like what needs to be done and just, make sure I stay on that path as much as possible.
Yeah.
So don't get me wrong, like every now and then, like to let my hair down, but I think that's more of just like, working on my social health and...
Yeah, I think nowadays it's that. It's a stress relief, not a stressor.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's every weekend and it's taken too far and it's like that's actually increasing stress, not decreasing it.
Yeah, and as hard as it is to believe, I do have an addictive personality, but not for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if I want to get good at something, I'm like, yeah. If I like a song, I'll play it for like fucking a week and nothing else. Like I'll just play it, and it's like sometimes I'm like, fuck, how am I not addicted to heroin? Like just by like having such a mentality like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that I can just go, this doesn't serve me. So listening to the same song over and over again is not detrimental. It's like, I just like it. Yeah. So I think that's a very powerful trait that I possess. Yeah. It's just to be able to, just assess the risk, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because we've had conversations about it in the past. Like growing up, there was stuff around me that made me super hesitant for recreational drugs anyway.
Yeah.
But alcohol was super normalized.
Yeah.
So that was like fine.
Yeah.
Which, looking at it now, I'm like, the fuck, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Or to the level I took it to anyway. I think when I was 19, me and my best mate looked back and tried to add up all the weekends that we didn't drink.
Yep.
Since we were like halfway through year 9, year 10, like 15 to year 10. And we could count them.
Yeah.
We could identify the ones that they were, which means it was less than 10. Just like, fuck, that's terrifying when you look back at it. But yeah, where I grew up, there was a very particular type of person that did recreational drugs.
Yeah.
And most of them weren't aspirational.
Yeah.
That's a polite way to put it. So it was like, okay, I don't want to be part of that group, so I'm not going to do that thing because otherwise I'm part of that group.
100%.
And then obviously moving to Melbourne, I was like, oh, okay, not everyone that does that is like that. And it took me ages to kind of change.
Yeah.
But I think that was probably lucky for me. Yeah. Because, I don't know. It's hard. What's the definition of addiction? It's like it has a negative impact on your life and you, can't sustain normality without it, I guess. So, I look at that and go, late teens, you could make a case that I was an alcoholic. So it definitely had a negative impact on my life. And could I have stopped? I don't know, but I never wanted to.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
Yeah, I think I don't know. Maybe, I don't know, this is probably very naive for me to say, but I think we have a little bit more to do now as well.
Yeah.
When you're a bit younger, you kind of funneled into here's, you got $20, go buy 8 cans and, drink yourself stupid or,
especially growing up in the country.
If you got, when you're younger, it's you're looking for a good night out. It's it's not that viable to drink yourself stupid at a club or a pub. It's much easier to, go see old mate, get a few caps and have some fun, it just comes at a cost. But I think I was heavily invested in trying to get as big and as jacked as possible when I was younger, that I was willing to make those sacrifices as well.
Yeah.
I think that was a big deal for me.
Had an athletic pursuit to keep you.
Yeah, I played soccer, and I was real good at it. And then, kind of moved into bodybuilding like most soccer players do once they hurt their knees. And I kind of just had that same mentality. It was just train and, do the thing and live the lifestyle.
Yeah.
It only took me till maybe 2-3 years ago to work out I'm a fucking horrible bodybuilder. But there was a lot of times where I'd probably not go to parties, and I wouldn't go out for dinner with friends, and because I'd think, I got to train tomorrow, and which is awful when I look back on it and I think, fuck, I didn't even fucking become a good bodybuilder.
Yeah.
But then I think
you became lots of other things.
But that's right. So then I think, okay, well, what you can tell a lot about somebody by how they train in the gym, and how they approach the gym. And then I think that's the best thing that come out of it is just the dedication, the showing up when you don't want to, the planning, and all of that, and how bodybuilding has this ability to infiltrate pretty much everything in your life.
Yeah.
So I think that that was probably a little bit of a blessing to get into a sport that had to consume other areas of my life, because I was literally making decisions based off I got to train, I've got to eat my I've got to eat this, you know. And back then when we were, it's like you couldn't even eat a different meal. It was like, oh no, it has to be this meal, because if I don't eat this meal, I ain't getting jacked.
Yeah.
You know,
As
so
Charles said.
Yeah. So I gravitated away from a lot of bad decisions because of that. But you can definitely get influenced by certain crowds, not even people in isolation as well. Like you could have 7 people and see them singly, no problems.
Yeah.
And as soon as you get 7 people together, a particular 7 people, it's like just the fucking energy that comes out of that. It just fucking goes, anything could happen.
Shout out to my friends if you're watching.
Yeah.
You know that this is you.
Yeah, well, I feel like every male is probably nodding their head right now. It's just like, you catch up together. It's so placid. You're just talking about like, you know, oh, how's this? How's the missus? How's this? And then it's like that dinner that we went out to. Like, what did I say to you like 2 days before? Oh, it's only going to be me and Nick. And you're like, oh, yeah, I'll let you know. And then it was like, oh, Branson's coming, Emma's coming, this is coming, Will's coming, Ben's going to meet us there. Like, and then all of a sudden it just got fucking wild. Like, and we're walking in the door at 4:30 in the morning. So it's more just like that can happen. And I think, if you immerse yourself in it too much, like it just comes at a cost. And it's like, what cost are you willing to live with? You know, what's it taking away from? Yeah. And whatever it's taking away from, like you better hope it's not taking away from something that's, you know, playing a significant role in your life. Yeah,
I just did a consult actually with 24-year-old who's in, it was wild, exactly the same position that you were right and I were in at like the same age. Yeah. It was just like, okay, I've just realized that what I'm doing right now, churning sessions out, repeating over and over and over again, isn't a sustainable way to live. Yeah. It's like, I'm tired, I'm burnt out, I need to take a week off just to kind of figure my shit out. This entire operation's totally dependent on me. Nothing's systemized. Everything's different and customized to the individual, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, And I think it was around that time that I was like, I don't know if it was true that as you get older, you become less resilient to like alcohol, sleep, all that kind of stuff. Or it was just things were starting to move up in terms of responsibilities in life and expectations. And I just got to the point where it was a Wednesday morning and I was still average. Yeah. My brain wasn't like forgot what my client did last time I trained them and I trained them Monday. You know what I mean? I was just like, this isn't working for me anymore. Like this is actually becoming a problem. Yeah. Like in terms of my functionality during the week. And it's now a roadblock between me and where I want to be when I'm 30. Yeah. So that was the shift that had to happen. I think that was my moment to be like, this isn't working. Yeah. Anyone can do it at any time too, you know. And I think the younger you are, you can still have fun and stuff and whatever, but it's really cliche. It's kind of like your parents saying buy a house as soon as possible. Yeah. Like, you're like, nah, fuck that. I want to go to Europe. I want to go this, do that. It's fine. Yeah. But it's like, just make the inroads to like, what's going to happen when you're going to grow up. Because that's inevitable. Yeah. Like, the one thing that it's inevitable is that you have to grow up. Yeah. You know, you do. Yeah. You know, unfortunately, mum and dad aren't going to fucking spoon feed you forever. As much as mum probably will have me home in a heartbeat. Yeah. It's like, I know at some point I had to get out on my own. That was good for my relationship. You know, we both were in situations where we're sick of sleeping in each other's houses, sharing a fucking bed in a small ass room and shit. Yeah. It was better for work. It was better for everything. Like, you can start to pave our own way and stuff. And it was like, okay, well, sacrifices have to be made. Yeah. Choices have to be made. Sacrifices have to be made for the greater good. Yeah. And then, next thing you know, it's like 35 years old or 34 years old. I've had 2 houses now. You know, I drive a car that I'm very fortunate to have. We were in a really good position. Steph's doing really well in her career and stuff. And other people look at that and go, oh, fuck, like, how do I get that? It's like, just made good decisions sooner. Yeah. Sooner. And you can say the same thing. It's like, in a spot, had to sit there and go, fuck, how do I get out of it? And it's like, I'll do this now. If you didn't do that, you'd still be in the same position. Yeah. You know, just living the same fucking life of like living for next week. Yeah. And it's like, fuck that. Just can't do that shit. Yeah. 100%. You know? And that's where it's not lucky. Yeah. You know, it's like, it's either, it's a compounding effect of decisions that you make, but someone has to initiate those decisions. And anyone can do it. Yeah. And it can happen at any point too. I like that idea. It's interesting too because I feel like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm fucking unplugged, but there's less of that. Seemingly less.
Shoes
of that
are coming
culture.
off.
Well, the feet are coming.
I've got socks on.
No, it's this point.
Yeah, you guys have made me paranoid.
Viewers just went down.
You guys are making me paranoid.
If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe.
My black socks.
If you're listening on Spotify, also subscribe.
I even have the same coloured socks on, so I'm probably going to lose even more viewership.
Okay, I have fresh kicks today. Tam even was like, they're new.
I did see them, but I knew that they weren't new.
Yeah, because you've seen them out.
Yeah.
I've only worn them a couple of times. Quite nice. I'm happy with them.
Definitely.
Olive high top A1s for those.
High top ones pretty much don't make a bad colour. So
yeah, can't really go wrong. And they're just like repeatably comfortable. Yeah. So what else is going on?
Hey guys, hope you are enjoying this week's episode. If you are, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to head to the website where we have all our free resources, gifts, products, services, and merch for you guys to enjoy. All right, let's head back to the episode. I sold my house. Hey. So I know you. I've been telling you the chronicles of selling that fucking house. That's the one part of growing up sucks, is moving and buying houses. Yeah. Buying and selling and moving. But sold the house, so that's a relief. So it's not nice paying off 2 mortgages and not having one live in the other house. Yeah. That's pretty shit. Yeah. So that'll be good. It's kind of a nice little bow to tie up this whole moving process. So that's probably the biggest kind of thing that's been happening. Still training, still being a subpar bodybuilder. But I'm starting to get this itch.
Haven't converted him yet.
It's starting to get an itch. Yeah. To maybe try something. Yeah. But I don't know. We'll see.
4 weeks, Nagambi 5Ks.
Yeah, no, I don't want to run. No. I'm happy to do stuff like the bike thing and carry shit and throw it. I just don't want to run.
Yeah, I think I've shifted my goalposts. So when I first left powerlifting, I was like, I want to do sprinting. Yeah. And I want to set a time and I want to hit a total and I want to do that in the same week. Logistically, it's a fucking pain in the ass. Yeah. And the biggest problem is I can't get reliable access to the track. They want to charge me $30 for a casual. What, just over here? Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah. Just to run on clay? Yeah. Come on, man. Nah. No lights, no this, no that. Come on. Yeah, and there was 3 of us. Just jump the fence. It's like this height. There was 3 of us. That's the ghetto in me talking. And they wanted $30 per person. Oh. So it was $90 to go in there for an hour and a half. I'm like, fucking nah. So then it's running at the oval, and then it's condition dependent, and then you'll go down for a session, and there's fucking Milo crickets on randomly. You're like, fuck. Now I got to drive around the whole estate to try and find somewhere flat to run. It wasn't really working, so started doing some longer runs, and friends of mine are doing a charity run at a winery. So I was like, yeah, fuck it. Maybe I'll just commit to the charity run at a winery. Yeah. Interesting. Apparently it's hilly, so I'm not looking forward to that. Is there wine involved? Or there will be afterwards for sure. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Maybe we should do like a boozy run. That'd be funny. I'm not fit enough to do that yet. Yeah, no, neither am I. I'm not fit enough to do a run, let alone a boozy one. Well, yeah. So, I think I might lean into 5K is enough. Yeah. This is like ambitiously 35 minutes. If I get sub 40 this time, I'll be happy, but I want to try and get a sub 30, 5K. Yeah. And that's fine. It's pretty good. So it's like I can just go outside and go for a run wherever, whenever. If we're away, if we're home, whatever. It's something I can just do all the time. So I think I'm going to change directions a little bit towards that. Yeah, it's a good idea. It's not too shit. Yeah, I just think the transition to like running properly and sprinting is fucking pretty contrasting from just lifting with barbell all the time. Yeah, interestingly enough, I think it actually sprinting was way easier. Oh, yeah? Yeah, because you can run. Okay. So what I mean by that is like the mechanics of running, if you can build those, which I played sport forever, so that wasn't too bad. It just had to get used to being this size and doing it, which was a little bit awkward for a bit, but I could do it. Yeah. But you're only going 40 meters, 60 meters, 80 meters, 90 meters, whereas and that only takes 20 seconds. Yeah. So you can actually do a stride. Yeah. Then it's like, hey, do all that. Run for 20 minutes, and you're like, I can't run for bunny ears for the ear people. Run for 20 minutes. I plod.
Yeah.
So like
side to side.
Impact on the joints and all that kind of shit, because you have no stride to anything.
What's the longest that you've run for continuously at the moment?
It's 30 minutes last week.
Oh, yeah?
Straight.
Will that take you?
30 minutes, and I did.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry. How long did you get?
4Ks.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah. So
interesting. Did you want to stop?
The first 15 was rough.
Yeah.
And then I got going. I think at the 18-minute mark, I checked my watch and I was like, I got this.
Yeah. So this is how anaerobic my whole system is. The first 2 minutes is fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Like I literally at that 120-second mark, I'm like, I want to fucking shoot myself in the face.
Yeah.
Do you get that now, or is it just like?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
It's getting better and better. More, I think, like it takes that long to loosen up.
Yeah.
It's like first couple of minutes, shins and all that are a little bit like, you sure? Like, you're still heavy. And then after that, you kind of get warmed up. You're breathing. I think the big part of it too is learning to relax, which for a strength athlete moving into running is really challenging.
Yeah.
Because everything you do is rigid.
Yeah.
So learning to relax is
That's why I'm a terrible golfer.
Yeah. Yeah, I blew myself up one day because I put a techno playlist on for my run. And I just my pace was way too quick. I lasted like 10 minutes. I was fucked. I was like, oh, okay, don't do that again.
It's that BPM.
Yeah, it was legit. So podcasts, I'm sweet. I can just sustain it. So
put the chill hits on.
Yeah.
Start hearing fucking love songs and shit.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been fun. But the conditioning days in the gym and that are good too. It's just something different. But so in terms of being shit, so ideal aerobic training is I think it's from 75 or 65 to 80% of max heart rate is aerobic zone and sustain that.
Yeah.
Mine is between 90 and 95% for that entire 30-minute run.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's just when you say did you want to stop? The whole thing's hard.
Yeah.
Because you're not actually fit enough to get into a comfortable zone yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what steady state actually is? Yeah.
So I messaged Louis. I'm like, so you know how you said there's the 3 adaptions? You got, what is it, lungs, heart, and muscle? I was like, you said they all happen at the same time. So I'm still improving my aerobic capacity while I'm at 175, 180 beats per minute for 30 minutes, right? He's like, yeah. It's like, okay, cool.
Is the max heart rate thing still 220 minus your age? Is
pretty much, yeah.
We haven't moved on from that yet?
Oh, there's another fancy formula, but it works out within 3 to 5 beats per minute and close enough.
It's like calories.
Yeah, it's like the 4-calorie count. It's the same shit. Yeah.
Harris Benedict, 35 calories time body weight.
And it's not like a light switch that no, that one's shut off now. Yeah.
Oh, the energy system.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, no, it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, it's you're not using any
It's like
oxygen.
a relay.
Yeah.
Tag. Yeah. Start using fat for fuel your dog.
Yeah, so that's been interesting. And I think, from a business standpoint too, naturally as you start training differently, what you're posting is slightly different. So then you attract slightly different people. But even the clients I had that were into strength, I haven't kind of twisted anyone's arm to do it.
Yeah.
It's like, do you want to do a session of this? And I'm like, yeah, I think I need that. And then they do one and they're like, this is fucking mad.
Yeah.
And they're ones that were scheduled for lift off and sanctioned meets and stuff. They're like, I don't want to prep if it means I can't do this.
Interesting.
I'm like, well, we can do both.
Yeah.
And that's the whole idea, is to be able to do both.
You want to design a group of Ross Edgerleys?
Yeah.
You know who Ross Edgerley is?
Yeah.
He's a fucking weapon.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that, and
I don't care if he's not natty. Fucking don't care.
That's the word that we use a lot. Is just be a weapon overall. So it's body composition, strength, and be able to just do shit. So yeah, that's been really fun as well. So navigating programming and fatigue management and learning. Okay, so what happens if you max out? You run your heart rate at 180 beats per minute for 30 minutes, and have to weight train in a day. What does that feel like? So it's been a really interesting dynamic, and it's reignited, I think, my passion for coaching, which is cool.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Do you think you didn't really like powerlifting that much then?
When?
I don't know. So I really like bodybuilding.
Yeah.
And I'm terrible at it. And when I say terrible, I mean, I'm not going to be fucking,
Yeah.
you know, coming first at the fucking
Pro
nationals
shows.
and shit.
Yeah.
But I'm a good bodybuilder because I started at 68 kilos.
Correct.
And now I'm 95 kilos. So I've done bodybuilding well.
Yeah.
But I'm just not the best bodybuilder.
Yeah.
But I still really like bodybuilding. Like, I still like to talk about all the training and this and the that and whatever.
Yeah.
So it's probably why I still like to train that way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious if, like, you liked it, but then you didn't like it, and that's what made you look for something else.
Yeah.
And that's where that passion comes from.
Yeah, it's layered.
Like,
I think
the not
last,
liking it is a strong term. For
the
lack
last
of better
prep I
words.
didn't enjoy.
Okay.
Which was my own fault. Yeah. Or at least let's say it was my responsibility. We're in lockdown. I got too heavy, and I didn't do the shit I needed to do to stay out of pain. So I was in pain for the whole prep, and I just wasn't enjoying it.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to the gym with all the boys, and it wasn't the same thing.
Yeah.
Get me on a workshop to present on strength programming.
Yeah.
Fucking let's go. Still enjoy that just as much. Still enjoy programming it just as much. Still enjoyed the lift off just as much. But I don't have the available resources to dedicate the emotional and physical energy required to progress. And I wouldn't want to do it not progressing.
Yeah, I think what you trade to be strong is fucking ridiculous. Like, people sit there and go, oh, you know, bodybuilding, like, infiltrates every element of your life, and, you know, you can't fucking go out for dinner or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's true. But, like, to be really strong, it's like, you know, 25 minutes, 30 minutes to warm up. You don't hit your first fucking working set. And then it's like, okay, a 7-minute rest period. Next thing you know, you've done 12 sets over a workout. It's taking you fucking 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, you're dealing with heavy ass weight. So the precision has to be there. If there's pain, you got to try and address all that. Yeah. Like, that still has a toll. Just, you can still eat a fucking hot dog and a Big M afterwards if you wanted to. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, but that's what puts me off it the most. Yeah. Is like, I have 3 hours to train.
Yeah. Like, I was probably training 12 hours a week.
Yeah. And that's through 4 sessions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a lot. Like, and people are going to sit there and say, oh, you can do it differently.
Of course. Yeah.
But I still don't, I don't know, man. When we trained to EMF with Will, like, I did like half a session and he was just warming up. Yeah. Granted, he was chatting to people and shit, but like.
But that's what it is. Because, like, what else?
Correct.
What else are you going to fucking do for 7 minutes?
Well, yeah. 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 And if you're going to be the best as well.
You can do it to an intermediate level where you're going to get a lot out of yourself and you'll still improve. Yeah. But to get the most, which you and I have the personality type where it's like, how do I take this to the extreme? And it's like, and that's what I did. It was like, powerlifting was a job for at least 3 years. Yeah, yeah. Where it was like, top priority work was structured around doing it. Message came to you guys 10, 12 weeks out from comp. Yep. Nothing's getting created for the next 10 weeks.
Business is going nowhere.
Yeah, because my brain doesn't work anymore. I can do the job that I have to do, but the creative element's not there. So, I think that, and that's the same as prep for bodybuilding. So it's like, you can, no different to bodybuilding, you can train semi-effectively and achieve outcomes with hour sessions. If you dedicated 2 hours a day to the gym, even if you took some of that time out and were like, cool, so if I slept more, I'd recover better and grow. If I traded nutrition, so less energy, less focus, less performance with work, like, there's the same, but I think it's easier to run normal. Yeah. Because you can still make nice, decent inroads with your physique. You can still take some calories, it's just slower. Yeah. And you don't get as lean. And you can still build some muscle, but it's just slower. Whereas strength, I feel like if you've been progressing at a particular rate and then it's like, hey, stop doing that. You're like, what? Yeah. I think the thing I miss the most is, and which was my attraction to strength training in the first place, was the ease of quantification. Yeah. The barbell's the barbell. It's 200 kilos, always 200 kilos. Yeah. Doesn't matter if you've holding water, you had too much salt, or you've fucking your mental perception in the mirror that is different that day, or the lighting or whatever. that was taken out, which used to drive me super neurotic about it.
You either lifted or you didn't.
So going to powerlifting, I was like, cool, I lifted 2 kilos more than last week. Awesome. I lifted 5 kilos more than that. The struggle I'm having right now is not having that.
Yeah.
So that's why I like start talking about the run. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get a 30-minute 5K.
Yeah.
It's like I need a tangible end point for it to be.
A lot of people do. Go work towards something. I've been pretty good. I've always just been able to just do. I know I could do better. I know I could be better.
Yeah.
With something.
Yeah. I just enjoy the feeling of the out. We talked about this in the last podcast. I enjoy the feeling of the outcome so much.
Yeah.
I'll never not train.
And
like the last year, I haven't had anything tangible.
Yeah.
That I'm really locked into on a deadline. I was like, oh, this is some stuff I want to do in the future. Still showed up, but didn't make anywhere near as much progress as I would if there was a definite endpoint. So, because I'm not skipping runs now if I've got to run around a winery up hills.
No.
Like, I'm getting that fucking run in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm like motivated enough at the moment just from like having a really good group of clients. Like, I know that's not something that someone's going to come at me and say fucking whatever, but I don't care because they're not me. But I think that's good. Like, I like that idea of just setting that example. Like, I don't have the pressure to look like a superhero, but I have that want and desire to like be a little bit strong, be a little bit jacked, and not be too fat, you know, and just be able to show up if I needed to train with, like, the boys are coming on the weekend, and I've trained with a few clients this year, and I just want to be able to, like, you know, just show them a level of intensity that they probably haven't seen for themselves, and that I can do it too.
I had that experience when the Robo Boys were here.
Yeah.
Like, we jumped on the incline press, and I was like, I haven't moved that kind of weight for a while. It's going to be interesting. It's like, oh, no, I can still throw down. We're good.
Yeah.
Like, still go shot for shot, and then got embarrassed in that CrossFit workout, and I was like, that's a fucking problem. That needs to be fixed. So I think
the whole workout was geared towards me.
Yeah.
It was just made so I didn't die.
Yeah. Which destroyed me. But I actually want to go do that session again at some point, and probably get time to film it and beat it. So it's like, that was a big thing for me. It's like, no, I want to be able to do this when I want to. Yeah.
I don't want to do that workout again because I couldn't walk for a week.
Yeah, well, that's my theory, is I should be able to walk for it next time, because I should actually not fry myself.
Maybe I'll have to start doing like 50 rep sets or some shit.
Yeah,
to
just
like
practice.
Offset the muscle dogs. Fuck.
Yeah. So yeah, that'll be progress wise.
I find it interesting that like this shows how influential we are as coaches. Is like, you might not ever say or tell someone what to do, but just how you act, what you actually speak to, what you talk about, all that shit can literally sway people's thoughts and their goals and stuff. Like,
and I've been so careful, man.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to be that
coach.
trainer. Yeah. There was like, oh, now Ben's doing this, so everyone's.
Because you see it all the time. It's like, this person's into bodybuilding. Next thing you know, everyone fucking doing bodybuilding.
Yeah.
They're doing powerlifting. Everyone's doing powerlifting. You know, like. But I find it very interesting that you can have that influence without even trying, which just shows like the way your clients look up to you. Yeah. You know, you are kind of leading the line in some instances for them with their health and fitness. Like, I had a guy the other day, he was just like, oh, look, I just want to be strong. He's like, you tell me what the goals are. Yeah. Like, you tell me what I can do. Yeah. And I was like, all right, well, how about you just have a bit of an understanding of, like, we'll get you strong. And I said, I just want you to tell me what that means. Yeah. And then I'm like, maybe that'll open some doors for you. Yeah. And then we can have a bit of a discussion on what opportunities rise for you. Yeah. And I think that's a good way of approaching it. And, you know, sometimes, who knows, this person might just go, oh, I like what, you know, the way you speak about all this stuff, I might do it. The only time I have a gripe is when someone just like does it. They just write that program for that client. Yeah. And just go, oh, you're doing.
Yeah, we're doing this now.
Yeah, we're doing high volume training, you know. Yeah. And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
And then everyone's a bodybuilder.
Yeah, since when? Yeah.
Yeah. But a very, very interesting dynamic to understand as a coach is like, what we say, act, and do does have ramifications. You know, and I even think about that when, you know, I had a few drinks on the weekend. All right. Sold my house. may or may not have drank 2 bottles of champagne and a couple of bottles of red. And I was like, oh, do I put it on? Do I not?
Yeah.
You know, and people, you know, there's that conundrum of like, you know, coach is a real person, you know, all that. And then I'm like, hang on a minute. I'm like, I've got fucking clients that are recovering from bodybuilding shows at the moment.
Yeah.
I can't fucking put this up.
Yeah.
I can't put up this and that and whatever. Like, I can put up every now and then, but I just like had to think about it. And I was like, this isn't the right time.
Yeah.
You know, for the people that I've got who I have the most influence on, or have, sorry, not the most, but a significant amount of influence on. And I think that like when you get to a level of coaching, like you need to consider that.
Yeah.
You know, like do you think about those things when you're out and about?
Yeah, I always try to put everything I put on social media through a filter.
Yeah.
Of, does this add value to the person I'm trying to communicate with?
Take it away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's interesting because people will hear that and be like, yeah, but you post like dog's bored. You post like maybe some divisive things or whatever. And it's like, yeah. And exactly. So we had a conversation recently and I said to you afterwards that I felt like there might be some pushback around it. And the place I landed was, if no one doesn't like it, no one will love it.
Yeah.
You can stay in this middle part and no one be upset with anything. Or some people will be upset, but some people will really like it.
Yeah.
It's like, I'd rather be there.
Yeah.
And that's taken some growth to do that. So, yeah, I think like if I can show my weekends are about like, I had this exact same thought process that you went through, but not with alcohol. So we went to my niece's dance thing on the weekend and got a photo with her because she won, because she's the best. And I was like, do I post that? And I was like, quote on like hashtag wholesome. I had a really fucking wholesome weekend. Like caught up with friends, caught up with family, like got out in the sun and did all that shit. And I was like, this is what I tell my clients to do on the fucking weekend. So yes, I should be, because during the week I'm going to post hashtag hustle, hashtag grind. Like, look how fucking hard I'm working.
70-hour weeks.
Yeah, but it's like, oh, cool. So maybe I should take a photo of the fucking tree that I'm sitting under in the sunshine sometimes.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely I'm conscious of that. But yeah, the swing with the clients is interesting. Yeah. Because it's something that I was really conscious of. Now I'm leaning into it in terms of marketing, so I'm expecting new clients to come.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like
if you want to attract those people, it's like you just talk to them.
Yeah, so the messaging is fitter, leaner, stronger. That's the thing now, rather than like, what was it, look, feel, be strong.
Yeah.
That was the thing before. But I think, it's interesting. Maybe it's because I train predominantly women compared to you. But I actually think that a lot of it is to do with the people I train. They influence my other clients as much as anyone else. So I post Ruby a lot. She's a fucking beast and everyone wants to do what Ruby's doing. And then Jess is the same. Like, just did a strong woman competition. Like, super jacked, also super strong, getting shredded. And everyone's like, I want to do what she's doing. Yeah. So I think that also plays a large role. Yeah. In what, like, if you're always posting your competitors, you have other clients like, I won't compete. Yeah, I hope not. It's not. Can't have too many. It's not just what you do either. It's the what you share and that kind of stuff. Yeah, your results have a lot of influence on the people that you work with and the people you attract. Yeah, and for people like us, like I would say, I'm pretty proficient getting people to athletic levels of body fat and building muscle. Very proficient at getting people really strong, and I'm proficient at hybrid outcomes now as well. It's something I put a lot of energy into the last 12 months. So it's when you're in an environment where you can do all of those things, it's like showcasing the outcomes, and what outcomes you show the most of is going to be, I guess, what your clients are going to respond to the most. Yeah, 100%. What else is in development for you business-wise? Development, we're making a training app. Oh, if we're talking about it, awesome. Let's go.
Well, you asked.
Let's go.
Yeah. So we're in the process of speaking to app developers to have this project get off its feet. So we got a bit of work done at the start of the year. Like saying this to Ben, but he already knows. So I'm talking to you guys. So we got a lot of the, I think it's called the wireframe. It's funny because I put wireframe in the application, and then someone's like, "Did you mean wireframe?" I'm like, "Yes."
Yes. Thank you.
Shows my level of expertise in this field.
And they're like,
yeah,
we got him.
I'm just letting you know that your budget, it's really on
just
the lower.
had a new zero.
Really on the lower end of this. Yeah. So we're in the infant stages of the development process for that, which will be very exciting. Obviously, Ben and I have a vision of what that platform is going to look like.
Yeah.
Because when we call it a platform, because it's going to have a magnitude of uses and functionalities for coaches, their staff, their own coaches, their clients, all of those kind of things. We'll obviously run it in-house as well. Probably kickstart it off as a beta for us and then stream roll it out for a coaching platform. So yeah, it's just about trying to get it right. The hardest thing I'm finding is like conceptualizing the vision to whoever's trying to get giving me these proposals.
Yeah.
Because it's not just like, oh, I've done a fitness app before. I'm like, no. Like the reason why I want to do it is because I don't want to, like the ones out there just aren't good enough yet.
Yeah.
And I know people are like, yeah, what about this platform? What about that platform? They're getting better. And there's a new one out, that Strength Book or whatever. Amazing.
You named it.
I
was going to review it without naming it.
Yeah. Well, it's like, look, it's good.
It is good, yeah.
It is good. But there's still holes.
Yeah.
And I'm not telling you what the holes are, just in case they know.
Yeah.
Because I want to be the purple cow. We want to be the purple cow. All right. So yeah, it just doesn't still tick all of the boxes. It ticks a lot of the boxes. Yeah. And if you're using it, amazing, good job, power to you. But yeah, so we're doing that, and I can see it being a very long and frustrating process, but I'm very committed to getting it done because I know once it's finished, it'll be something really special. Especially as technology is getting better, API functionality is getting, better, more broad. It'll have a lot of carryover. It should be a
remember with our first website, we're trying to get MyFitnessPal connected, and we're just like, how do we even
send it off and wait 12 months?
And we just never heard back, and now it's like every app has that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think like a little bit of a story. So something I'm doing in terms of development, making this about me again. You're done talking. So I want to put out some changes we're making with STCfit. Starting to create some products. So I'm putting together what's going to be like an 8-week fitter, leaner, stronger program. And I was like, cool, what's the best way to deliver this? Like, it'd be good if we had an app. We're building ours. It's going to be some time. Maybe I can find something that's kind of as a transitional sort of phase.
Yep.
To find what I wanted to do, it just didn't exist.
Yeah.
I was like, there's nothing that ticks all of these boxes. I still have to outsource to something else somewhere.
Yeah.
So I may as well just use the model that I'm using now. So yeah, I think the app development is going to be something that's really, really cool.
Has to be one-stop shop.
Yeah. You
shouldn't have to go outside of the platform.
Yeah.
Ever.
The biggest hole right now is the check-ins.
Yeah.
Like there is a lot of amazing programming apps.
Yeah.
But there's very few coaching apps.
Yeah. So they're all training apps. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think what's happened is they've taken a blueprint from a training app and tried to just overlap it with more data collection.
Yeah.
But it's missing the coaching element.
Yeah. Which we shall solve.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a fun project at the moment, putting that together. Putting a lot of emphasis. So a lot of what I've done with clients has been kind of experimental based on, and this is an interesting topic to discuss as well. People are scared of programming hybrid or putting in conditioning or whatever. And I used to be. Someone's like, oh, I want to start running. I'm like, fucking do couch to 5K. And don't talk to me about it. Because I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm working on developing, another project, working on developing a programming model that's almost like what do they call it, Tam? When you have a widget. It's a widget to my strength training portal. Yeah. So you'll actually have an allotment of volume across all disciplines. Mm-hmm. So you'll have aerobic capacity, power, skill, and then laid out into strength, specific adaptations, all that kind of stuff. So prime movement down to isolation and stuff.
Yep.
So you'll go, cool, this is my recovery capacity. Here's the volume. Here's how you could allocate that. That's your starting point for the client. So systemized.
Yeah.
So working on that at the moment. And with clients, it's been like, this should be what you can recover from. Let's find out and tweak.
Yeah.
But when you're going to sell something that's upfront 8 weeks, you don't get that feedback.
Nah.
So it's like, I need this to be on point week 1.
Yep.
For the person that's going to buy it. So that's been really fun learning myself and building that confidence in like 99.9% of people that pick up this program will get stronger, leaner. What did I call it? Fitter, leaner, stronger.
That's the one.
At the end of the 8 weeks. So that's been a cool process as well.
Isn't there a book called that?
There's a movie.
Oh.
Fitter, Bigger, Stronger, I think it is.
Okay.
It's this about the juice.
Yeah, maybe that's the one.
Yeah. Yeah, Max has one that's along those lines as well.
I feel like, not that it's
I'm fucking taking it.
The first and only time it's ever going to get used.
Well, fucking Louis changed his Instagram handle to the cross lifter. I'm really upset about it because I fucking rate that. I like it a lot. And I feel bad if I use it.
Yeah.
Because he's coined it. And it's like, can we just... Because a cross lifting program would be pretty sick.
Let's see a trademark on anything.
Yeah. Because when I hear cross lifting, I'm like... Because CrossFit has this gymnastics Olympic lifting element. And I don't think most people either A, don't have access to it in their gyms, or B, have time availability to develop the skill that's required to do those things.
Yeah.
So the cross lifter is like someone more like yourself who's like got a little bit of an itch to do some different shit. So keep lifting weights and do this conditioning so you're good at both.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I do too.
So maybe we'll have some... I've got a bit of a vision for another project because I just have 20 of them.
Lots of projects.
That's
what we do, guys. There's always fear when you finish a project at STCfit because you know another one's coming. Not one, probably fucking 3.
Yeah. The idea behind our charity days, I'd like to do a cross lifter type event. So it's like something that you could train for in a health club.
Yeah.
So you don't need rings and fucking all that shit.
And have an event.
Yeah, and just show up and compete.
Fuck, that'd be mad.
Yeah.
I like it.
Don't fucking steal that.
I like it to be a part of, maybe not to do.
Come on.
Nah.
Well, someone's got to judge.
Just fucking train the trainer all over again. I'm doing it. I fucking still got PTSD.
If we write them knowing we're going to do them, it's not too bad.
That'd be good though if you like had a team and they had a team and you had to write them a workout and they had to write you one.
Oof. No,
there'd be parameters though.
Yeah.
You'd have to have like you'd have to have like
pick from this column.
Yeah, and pick from this column, and then so you'd have like fucking strength, maybe power, whatever, endurance, and then whatever at the end. I don't know these things. So
yeah,
I just think like high rep, low rep,
isolation,
compound. Do as many machine bicep curls as you can in a minute.
What's your model now? The fatigue, highly fatiguing, highly stimulating.
Highly fatiguing, highly stimulating. Actually, so writing a whole unit on exercise selection for physique development. So I found that this is probably the funnest one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the reason why this one is the funnest, is that a word?
It is now.
Okay.
Most fun, technically.
Yeah. Funnest from the hood. Is because I've layered everything else. So now I get to conceptualize the things, really easily. So, talking about like the physiology and stuff, like it's fun, but like getting to the decision-making part of it, it's like, this is why it's important to know all these things.
Yeah.
Length tension relationship, Henneman size principle, force velocity relationship. Like, you understanding those relationships on their own are like, fuck, like, why?
Yeah, who cares?
But then now it's like, when you add in like strength curves and when you add in stability and you add in internal versus external, global versus local, it's like, hang on a minute. Like, those things happen when we make these decisions. So that's been really fun.
Yeah.
And then obviously I got a bit carried away and I went down like the rabbit hole of neuromechanical matching, which was mad. And then I started to I got fucking too deep and I started looking at like muscle force angles related to the pennation of the muscle. So it's the angle of the fiber from the tendon to the other side of the muscle belly.
Yep.
And the length of it is obviously going to alter the amount of force that it can produce.
Yep.
And then I was just like, fucking hold on, Jason.
Slow down.
Yeah. It's like going back to the avatar, going back to the ICA, like, who is this for?
Yeah.
This is not for a muscle nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was really fun. But then I managed to find a way to kind of conceptualize that concept and just go over it. Yep. Like, this is why it is an important consideration.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really fun. So I'm really excited to put the finishing products on that and deliver it, because I think that one of the missing pieces for, if you want to be a good physique coach, you need to know those moving parts, especially if like you're going to do it as a job and like, you know, have physique clients who want to maybe get into competing or just build a physique that they have the choice of building to a degree. Like, I understand, like, you know, there's a huge genetic component to it and stuff, but yeah, so at the end of it, it's like I've got this nice little framework and I've got this nice little decision-making kind of process for it, not only for the exercise, but for the client. So you can go, okay, so this is the person, where do they want the muscle, how long they've been training for, all that. And then you move over to the exercise and you're like, okay, so what do I need? Like loadability, access to range of motion, access to output. And it's like, I'm going to pick this one.
Yeah.
You know, so from a framework perspective, it's going to be fucking awesome.
It's interesting because I think I love this overlap and stark difference between training specifically for a strength outcome and training for a body composition outcome. I love that shit, and I love when people are like, "Oh, it's just the same." It's like, no, it's fucking
do
not.
the same movement, more reps, bro.
It's not the fucking same. Powerlifters don't make good bodybuilders, and bodybuilders don't make good powerlifters on the day. You can take someone and make them good, but they're not already good, or they'd be good.
Yeah, they do.
They're
both.
just competing both.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that because I think the framework of a program, at least the way I approach strength, the framework of the programming when we did the hypertrophy one, it was kind of like, yeah, there's attribute some sets to some body parts and manage fatigue, and the magic comes in the exercise selection. Whereas I think for mine, it's going to be, you already know you have this canvas of like, this is what the program looks like, but then it's just the extra step of like, okay, so what bench press accessory do I do and why? So I think it's interesting that the programming is more complex. That initial laying out of volume, frequency, periodization, all of that is more complex for a strength outcome compared to physique. But then the exercise selection part carries more complexity compared to strength. Yeah.
Which is why I used to train at like 3 different gyms.
Yeah.
Why do you train at 3 gyms?
Yeah.
It's like, it's because I need to use all this
shit.
shit.
This one has the hack squat. This one has the incline chest press.
This one has good back machines. If only there was a gym that had them all.
Yeah, one day. It'll come. Yeah, so that's interesting. What else are we doing? Oh, we have a new staff member starting, but we can't talk about that just yet. So that'll be exciting news for the next episode. It starts Monday, which is cool. It's going to be fun. On the STCfit Learning side of the business. So no doubt we will have her on the podcast at some point as well. Tam's back, so that's good. Yeah. We'll actually have some content. So Tam has on his list for everybody Jamie's golf YouTube video, because heaps of people messaged us, were like, where the fuck's his video? And Tam was in Germany, so back off.
And the CrossFit workout.
Give the boys some time off.
We've got to do the CrossFit workout as well.
Then we have multiple clips, I think, from the training sesh with yourself and Dennis. Where you didn't fight each other or punch each other, so that was a bit disappointing. But
found out there were multiple different ways to train the lats.
And do exactly the same thing.
Oh,
through a different... No, just like I don't mean that disrespectfully. It's like, you look at it from this way, he looked at it from this way, and it was like, cool, so we both get to do this exercise. Cool, yes, awesome.
The exercise was good.
Yeah. Broke some shit at crew gym. Sorry, guys.
We have to go in there and just drop a handle.
Yeah. And then, this elusive CrossFit workout that buried me for...
Fucking destroyed.
Look, 20 minutes in the gym, and I would say... Like, how do I word this in case people are eating? 36 hours of digestive unrest and a good 6 to 7 days of good DOMs.
Fuck.
Yeah.
It was hard. It was hard.
High strength, high stress.
We haven't
spike.
podcast since the workout, yeah?
Nah, and
It was fucking
It
tough.
turned out that I just miscounted and made it fucked for myself.
There was no fucking chance I was doing another round. I said it in my head. I'm like, if you have to do another round, you may as well just walk out on the main road. Like,
it's over.
Yeah.
It's
so
over.
I will fucking squat till I can't fucking move.
Yeah. I did.
Mm.
Yeah, I did everything.
I was pretty bad. I was hurled. You like averted everyone's attention from me to you because I was like walking over to the drink fountain going like just fucking nothing was coming up because nothing was in there.
Yeah.
Because we hadn't eaten either.
Yeah.
We went straight from here to there.
Coffee, let's go.
Yeah. And then but no one knew. They're like, you're right, Jason. I'm like, hey, I'm just dying. Like, you know, but like, little does everyone know, I would have hurled my guts up everywhere if I had something in my stomach.
Once I eventually could get to my feet, which I think was a good 15 minutes,
Oof.
I went to the bathroom, and this is the part you guys missed. And I looked in the cubicle, and I was like, I don't know where the exit point is at this stage. I don't know what's about to happen, but something's going to happen. So I decided, no, sitting down is the choice. So I got my shorts off, sat down, I was like, nothing's happening, and now I'm claustrophobic and hot, so I have to get out of here. Which meant I had to stand up, which was a real problem at that stage. Stood up, walked back out of the cubicle, and there's like this bench seat in there. It was like a cool breeze coming through the bathroom. Yeah. And I just sat on the seat, just like staring. It was like straight in line with the cubicle. It was like,
so good.
I'm here if things need to happen. I'm at least close enough. And I'm just like in this space. Tam comes and he's like, you're all right, Mark. I'm getting there.
I thought he was putting it on for the camera. And I'm like, you good? And you're like, and I'm like, are you going to live? And you're like, lying on the ground. Fuck. I love how precious your body is.
Yeah,
it's like if it gets too stressed,
just shuts down.
It's like the button has been pressed. He's fucking going down.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. So even from throwbacks to training, what it was squats, deadlifts, weighted lunges, vomit, leg press, leg extension. That was my Wednesday leg session with Chase.
Fucking squats and deadlifts in the same session.
You wouldn't do that now.
Nah.
Yeah.
You could do it back then. We weren't that strong.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we worked hard.
So yeah, look forward to that video. So I don't know when it'll be ready. We're not putting too much pressure on Tam because he still hasn't probably got a full 12 hours sleep yet.
Yeah. No pressure.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks for listening, guys.
We'll be back next week with a more structured episode. Ciao.
All right. See ya.
Thanks for tuning into the episode. Don't forget to like it if you liked it and subscribe if you loved it and share it with somebody who you think needs to hear it. Don't forget also to head to the website for all our free resources, products, services, and merch. All right. See you next time.